their maps here. We're going to see what happens here. Queen Eye, high defense typically, high strength, but very slow, and that can be a tricky thing to manage with at the moment.
Especially
There's the
on a
weapon
small
pickup.
map like Shipwreck, but I do think the Katars can kind of balance it out whenever they can get a weapon. But it looks like the first weapon is the spear, kind of a weird weapon to space with on this map. LordVengeance isn't having any of that, going full aggressive against the TheBleachShadow. Not really too much happening in the neutral game right now.
We are seeing that the TheBleachShadow is going in for a lot of these side lights. Gonna opt out instead for the Katars. Nice spot dodge right there, but does down air. LordVengeance ready for it though with that side air, and already the pressure out from LordVengeance is very high. Neutral air coming out.
Had LordVengeance though hit that neutral sig, that would have been the end of the TheBleachShadow's first stock, but she does bring it back, or the TheBleachShadow does bring it back. The Katars not really trading off as much as I thought it did.
Right there for the KO. LordVengeance taking a very commanding lead at the moment. TheBleachShadow, again, with the speed on Hattori, it can be tricky when you're a slower legend like Queen Eye to approach. But right here, we are seeing TheBleachShadow turn it around with that neutral sig, which is quick, which is powerful. Does hit the weapon throw, following it up. LordVengeance though, right there, ready with that neutral light, ready with the neutral air. Neutral light again, down light into side air, all unarmed. TheBleachShadow, let me hear, gonna try and pick up a Katar string.
Well, unlike the first stock, the TheBleachShadow is playing a lot more defensively, which is a great option for Queen Eye on this kind of map. A shorter map, you know, a little bit more close combat. Not really the forte for a player like Queen Eye, even though speed is a big factor. Going aggressive against a Hattori like this would not have been a good idea in that first stock.
You know, I've seen people make it work, but for the most part, I think I do agree with you. We are seeing, though, that TheBleachShadow is definitely turning this around. You look at the damage, you look at the two stocks. LordVengeance is ready there and is quite adept at moving and reading where TheBleachShadow is going to fall through, and being ready with that neutral air, being ready with that neutral sig. TheBleachShadow, once TheBleachShadow is on the ground, TheBleachShadow has shown to be able to
no!
Very nice, very close neutral sig right there, but there's going to be a side air for the KO.
Came so close to taking down LordVengeance's second stock. That probably would have been a kill move. Looks like we're trading back and forth right now between spears. The TheBleachShadow playing a lot more of a defensive game compared to LordShadow. Once again, last stock really needs to hold on to any damage they could potentially take in, and just need to deal out as much as they can without tanking any. Even though he is probably one of the most defensive characters in the game, you know, any hit at this point will count.
Nice neutral sig out from TheBleachShadow. Gonna pick up the KO right there. 1-to-1 stocks. At this point, you could really go either way because the damage on TheBleachShadow, especially with the Queen Eye, like we said many times, can go either way. Picking up that neutral light, but LordVengeance right there knocks TheBleachShadow out, but TheBleachShadow coming right back in and putting the pressure already onto LordVengeance, who does not have his weapon. TheBleachShadow playing a very strong weapon guard game, although LordVengeance does pick up that spear right there and immediately using it to try and turn around the momentum of this final stock.
That was a fantastic weapon guard game. You know, that pretty much turned the entire game around, or at least evened it out, but the down sig on the spear throws the TheBleachShadow across the map. But somehow they make it back. It's pretty much all down to the sig at this point. Any signature from either opponent or the side sig will take down the TheBleachShadow.
So that is game one of this set. We're going to move on to game two. See if we see a legend swap. No, TheBleachShadow saying, you know what, I'm going to stick on to this Queen Eye. I'm going to stand this Quick Eye. And Hattori out from LordVengeance, jumping right on into this next game. As we see map, no Shipwreck, no Great Hall, and no Thunder Guard, and no King's Pass.
It's going to be Mammoth. Oh, no.
No, it'll be Twilight.
Twilight, of course. Double spear, it's always Twilight.
Gonna jump on in and see what happens here. I'm liking this. I'm liking this game. It's feeling good.
Now that both players know how each other play a lot, LordShadow likes to go super aggressive, especially in the beginning of the match, and get that weapon first. So hopefully the TheBleachShadow knows the play, probably around this little island a little bit, maybe get an early gimp with a lot of that attack that they have. That's probably the only viable option they have right now.
Pretty even game right now here in the center. We are seeing even damage, but LordVengeance has been very on point with his movement to just get a little ping here or there with that sword, with those punishes. Sidestick does come out right there, but Bleach Shadow will not get hit by it. But immediately LordVengeance is ready to recover into him and then follow it with that neutralite. There's a weapon throw out. Bleach Shadow without this weapon. Down sig comes out. Side heavy from Bleach Shadow. Gonna be punished by that side air out from LordVengeance.
I definitely think the speed is a huge issue for the Bleach Shadow. Even in the last map, I think, you know, Hattori, one of the fastest characters in the game against one of the slowest. There's definitely a huge advantage with them right now. I think it's just too easy for the LordVengeance to predict where Bleach Shadow is going to be because of that speed alone.
LordVengeance does pick up the KO right there with that recovery, that spear recovery. Bleach Shadow, though, trying to turn this around. 2 side lights into a down light in a row, followed up with a grab cancel neutral sig, doing a really nice job building up the damage onto Lord Shadow, but falling into Lord Shadow. Lord Shadow ready with that neutral light. Lord Shadow going to recover out to the right side of that wedge. It's all right now. Down sig does come out. Nice dodge out from Bleach Shadow. Bleach Shadow looking to get this KO and very close. Does have LordVengeance here in that kill percentage, and we could see right there that side sig for the KO. Beautifully done.
That's right, the side sig did take down LordVengeance's first stock. This is the Bleach Shadow's only, not only chance, a great chance for them right now to even up the game. You know, if they hold the neutral game with those guitars, go in with those dares, I think this will be a great opportunity for them to even out the match, and hopefully, maybe the game can be turned around.
2 side airs in a row. A little bit of clash right there as LordVengeance does go for a neutral sig in the opposite direction. And I think with these guitars, we're seeing Bleach Shadow do a really nice job trying to turn this around. Downlight will be punished and then immediately caught into that down sig. But you know what? Bleach Shadow will survive here into the middle. Will be hit by that down air, but will survive.
Lord Shadow really doing a lot of weapon starving right now, but the Bleach Shadow does get the weapon after all. And the Sair somehow doesn't kill the Queen Eye. The recovery brings it back. It's orange and red right now. It's anyone's game. All it takes is one signature from the Bleach Shadow to take down Lord's first stock, and vice versa. Ooh,
Side
but
air.
the Sair takes him down.
Nicely done. Although this is a very close anagram to how we had last match, right? Very similar in setup. Stocks. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Bleach Shadow.
Wow.
Nice pickup on that down sig. Get this KO here, turn it into another 1v1. Although we could see, I mean, Lord Shadow's movement and punish here using those neutral airs and recoveries really well to his advantage. Oh, do you see that? The patience wait right there to wait and then follow with that downlight onto Bleach Shadow was beautiful.
And somehow, I don't know if that was done intentionally, but the Lord Shadow predicted the weapon throw, the spear being thrown down onto them, which would have led into a nasty unarmed combo. But, you know, Lord Shadow right now has a gigantic advantage, an entire stock to his name. He could lose the second stock and probably be fine, but I think this might be the... No! He brings it back!
Shadow with that recovery into down sig. LordVengeance punishing though with that side light. Has that sword. Nice neutral air out from Bleach Shadow, who goes for the ground pound. LordVengeance will recover above though. Bleach Shadow moving in. There's the side light out with the weapon throw. Bleach Shadow will get picked off by LordVengeance's side air for the KO. LordVengeance will take the second game and move on to the next match. Oh man.